Welcome to the presentation of movie recommendation system. This is our team members Abhay, Arman, Sangini, Yogita, Anushka, Saumin, and Anuj. So, so this is our movie recommendation data set, and it's a movie lens a small data set that has features like user ID, movie ID, rating, timestamp, title, genre, and tags. It's a 5-star rating data set, and it simply has 100,000 ratings, and it was created in September 24, 2018 by 610 users. Okay, let's jump to the algorithms that we have utilized in this recommendation system. So the algorithms that have been used in the recommendation system are KNNs, artificial neural network support vector machines, GMMs, and linear regression models. So how KNN works? It simply takes user ID as an input and the title of the movie as an input. So what the KNN model does is simply provides the user recommended movies based over the input title and the user ID itself. So how it does it? How KNN does it? It simply uses some key components like metric of cosine similarity between vectors, algorithm that is basically brute forced computation of distance between the pair of points in the large vector space, and operating on sparse matrices and training processes. So training processes for KNNs is not that efficient, and we use predictions and perform computation at the time of prediction itself. It's a lazy learn as it can be said, and it simply prioritizes accuracy and comprehensiveness of user similarity. Now jump to KNNs. We have inputs as genre, rating range, user feedback, and we predict user preferences based movies. So while the time of predictions, we take user input feedback, and it's basically a boolean variable representing the score of the feedback. -1 is for very worse, and 1 is for great, and 0 is for neutral. So how ANN simply does it? How we have implemented it? So we've constructed an ANN model for the movie recommendation system. We've defined input layers for genre rating and simply utilized embedding layers for genre input and concatenating layers to manage. So how did we train it? We use early stopping to prevent overfitting and fitted the model on the training dataset for the validation split. And then we simply filtered the movie based on the user defined genre and rating, and we created a CSV file for each user ID. Now let's going towards the SVR. The working of the SVR includes the inputs as user ID and user feedback, and simply classifies the multiple users who have similar taste in movies together. So it just gives preference to the group of such people. The diagram explains this pretty well, and now we'll jump for the how SVR does it. So it uses predicted ratings and evaluation metrics like mean squared error, mean absolute error, R2 scores for a better performance, and it gives a basic visualization of the predicted rating systems that provides us a better understanding of how SVR does it. How SVR is simply creating these different preference ratings out of this user ID and user feedback. Now we go to another input algorithm, that is GMM. So GMM is basically taking a user ID and clustering them into groups who have similar movie watching patterns, as it can be seen in the diagram. Now we jump on how GMM does this thing. So GMM uses a modeling with 10 components and defines clusters are not yet seen recommended movies for the users, and then simply provides a recommendation and displays the top 5 recommended movies. Now coming to the linear regression model, we have user ID as an input, and it simply predicts the list of movies using a prediction score. Linear regression model works in that. So how linear regression model does it? So the model is using features like user ID, movie ID, date of month, day of the week, year, and season. So data set is trained. The model is trained on training and testing data set, and then rating is predicted for each movies. So we have taken user ID as an input, and the rating is predicted for all movies for all the data set, for all the movies in the data set, and the top rated movies are recommended to the user. So it simply uses the recommendation system as a predicted score. Okay, predicted score is used as a parameter for recommending. And that's it. Thank you, guys. Welcome to